We are having this Raw in Seattle, Washington, near the place of Daniel Bryan's birth. So I'm going to start with that. Daniel Bryan and Miz TV segment. You guys tell me below. This is just me personally. Do you believe the Miz's character sucks so much ass or not? I'm being honest here. The Miz in the last 8 years, to me personally, has been the best heel they've had in a very long time. He's always been good. He's always been consistent. But this thespian actor class heel just does not really... It doesn't really work with me anymore. It did for a little while. He was doing it very well. Then he started dressing like a freaking hobo, like he has no fucking place to live in. I know a lot of people saying, well, thespians dress like that. I don't care. This is a freaking Miz. The Miz, who used to sport the mohawk that Sheamus sports, was the best heel that WWE's had in a long time. And they just went away from that. Either the Miz went away from it, or the WWE believed it was too childish and they forced him to go away from it. They need to go back to that, because that is when he was the best he ever was. When he was in that moniker, he just was so good. He sung. He's not singing now. He's not singing at all. And him trying to get Daniel Bryan over wasn't that bad. By the time the Big Show came out and Ryback came out, I really felt like The Miz was just like a third wheel. I just didn't care anymore. And here's the thing. He shouldn't be that way. Miz versus Ryback would work. It's not that bad. Miz without the Big Show. Big Show working with Ryback would work perfectly fine. But when you have the Big Show, the Miz, and the Ryback does not work. It just feels so clunky. It just does. And I know a lot of people can say, it's working great. People are loving it. You could say that, but then you could also say that, doesn't Ryback have the right to face someone credible alone? By throwing the Miz or Big Show into this, it's like they're saying, well, Ryback's a good character. Sheffield is not bad, but let's be honest here. He's just not enough. And we have to keep throwing him with 2 or 3 people so he could actually get over. Because Daniel Bryan is giving him a rub. He's trying to get a rub working with the Big Show. He's trying to get a rub working with the Miz. And he's not getting a total rub from any of them. It's a really weak rub. And he's getting over him by himself very well. But why couldn't you just let him do a one-on-one with one of those guys? And I gotta be honest here. Seeing that Daniel Bryan is still not cleared, I'm gonna say this to Daniel Bryan fans. I know there's a lot of them. We don't know that he's coming back. I believe he's not coming back. And if I'm wrong, fine. But I have to say this to you. Daniel Bryan could still be a great gift to the WWE in another capacity other than wrestling. He just needs to reform his character and do other work. I would love him to be the Ryback's manager. I really believe these two dynamic duos, because let's be honest, Daniel Bryan is very, very over by the crowd because of his inspiration and how hard he worked. Ryback is really over, not just because he doesn't feed me more, but he's also very inspiring on his own. He went through hell to become a wrestler. And putting them both together would make a great dynamic duo. That's just me. Here's something I'm very upset about. Seeing the triple... Actually, no. Why not? Triple threat of Cesaro, of the... Oh boy. When you look at this match, Kevin Owens and Cesaro made the match. And pretty much Orton was a third wheel in it. It's not saying he didn't do any work. He did. But the person who should have won that match should have been Cesaro. And I'm actually going to do debate of the week on Cesaro myself. I'm saying myself. I am doing debate of the week on Cesaro. But when you look at that match, Cesaro was the most over person that was there. And I do believe that if he was allowed to have won that match, and if he had faced... calm down. Seth Rollins is a great character when he's implemented properly. The way he worked in the beginning of the show was great. And the reason I'm shifting from that match to this, because I'm going right to Orton and I'm going to Seth. Because I really believe Cesaro should have been there. It wasn't a bad match. Sheamus coming in trying to cash in would be okay. But I really believe that Cesaro should have been in that place, because I'm going to be honest here. I really believe Sheamus should not be holding that briefcase anymore. As much as we do care about Sheamus to a certain extent, I do agree with the Sleg Daddy, because Sheamus has become highly boring. Pairing him with Bray Wyatt did not help. And seeing him here didn't help, particularly that he's holding on to the freaking briefcase, giving Orton enough time to get into the freaking ring. That was stupid. He should have just let the briefcase go and then getting ready to set up to get Seth Rollins. And that just felt so telegraphed. It's sloppy. And I would have been more happier to see Cesaro get Sheamus from getting that Money in the Bank briefcase than the Orton. Because that makes you really believe that Orton and Seth Rollins and a possible John Cena will be having that SummerSlam match. There's a very good chance of it. Incredibly good chance it's going to happen. Now we're moving on to the 6 Diva Tag. You guys know how I feel about the 2 most underrated and underutilized divas, and that is Tamina and my sweet Naomi. Last week, Naomi jobbed badly to Paige. A couple of weeks before that, she jobbed again to someone else. And when you see Tamina job the way she did, was disgusting. To Brie on and most of all people, if it had been Tamina jobbing to you see I'm frustrated with this. This is the 3rd time I've done this video. When it comes to the Nikki Bella, she should have been the one to job Tamina. Having a Brie job at Tamina makes it stupid. Believe me. If the Divas Champ jobs you out, it doesn't hurt you that much, because it's a 6 Diva Tag. But when it's Brie, just because her husband's on the show, makes it look terrible. And having now, not the submission sorority, but PCB. It sounds like PCP. What the fuck? Who is the idiots that decided to make these women have names like this? Just leave them as Paige, Becky, and Charlotte. They're supposed to be the Revolution, but they're acting just like the other groups of divas. They're getting a stupid name. Team Bad, I can understand. Team Bella has been established. But PCB, are you serious? It's freaking stupid. And the worst thing is, no one's getting fucking over. Everyone is... Look, Becky is not getting fully over. Charlotte is the one that's getting the most promotion next to a Sasha. But when you see this, Sasha's not totally getting over. And Charlotte is getting a good rub, but even she's not getting over. Practically no one's getting over except Nikki. And only for the simple reason that she's holding the freaking title. Alicia's not getting over. Brie's not getting over. No one's getting over. And now they're going to have an elimination tag at SummerSlam. This looks terrible. Because there's no freaking way that Nikki Bella's hurt here. Everyone else is getting hurt but Nikki. And I feel sorry for Nikki right now because she has nothing to do. Now, the match that I don't really care about that's going to happen at SummerSlam. Luke versus Dean. I'm being honest here. I don't care about Mini Shield versus Mini Wyatts. I love me the Dean Ambrose. I love me the Roman Reigns. I still care about Bray Wyatt. I don't care about Luke. But here's the problem. These 4 guys are working together and no one's getting over. The only reason I would care to watch it at SummerSlam, if maybe Dean or Roman go against each other. In other words, they break them up. And I don't see that happening. So even though Luke got the win, I didn't care. I will say, I will say that the segment for a Dean and Roman wasn't too bad. They were just two guys who were butting around. Since they're trying to do that, it works. But I don't want to see them do that too often, because that makes them sound really amateurish. But once in a while, it's okay. Should I do it now? Should I do it now? No. Okay. Neville versus Bad News Barrett. Now, we know what the match was all about. This is about Stardust finally having Stephen Amell. You know, I'm going to be honest here, and I might get some bashing a little bit, but I really haven't seen much of Arrow. I don't have cable. And I have basically, I mean, on the internet you can look it up. But to try and see it on regular television, I didn't have cable. I could do regular over-the-air kind of stuff. But admittedly, I only saw like 3 episodes of the first season. And it was good, but there was a lot going on. So, I haven't seen how far Arrow has gotten. But I have heard it's been pretty good. So that's the reason why I brought him in. He's very popular right now with Arrow. So the question is, how far they're willing to go with SummerSlam with this. Because he's now going to have a match with Goldust, with Bad News Barrett, and with Neville. Red and Green Arrow versus, what? The Brit who wants to be king, and the Nut who wants to be a star. And I mean in the sky. Does this make for a great thing? Not that good, but I'm not surprised with the WWE. They want to try and make this SummerSlam as important as possible. Now, we had the backstage segments. Well, not the backstage segment. We got the promo for the Beast and the Taker. Was it good? Yeah, it was alright. But I don't know what I'm going to feel when this actually comes down. I am interested in seeing Undertaker face the Brock Lesnar, but I want to see Undertaker face Sting. I am hoping when SummerSlam is said and done, Sting comes out to fuck with the Undertaker so we can build this up going into the next year at WrestleMania. My feeling is that they're not going to WrestleMania with the Undertaker and Sting, that they're going to do this by the time of Survivor Series. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But I just have this feeling that if they really want to do Undertaker and they really want to do Sting, they're going to have to do this either at WrestleMania or they're going to have to do the Survivor Series. Because I believe the Undertaker's retiring next year. Either he wrestles one more time or he doesn't. In the end, the Undertaker, I believe, is done. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but this is how I feel. You guys tell me below. Finally, what I'm going to be talking about, which is the thing that is the most shocking of this show. Rusev versus Mark Henry. Now, you guys know I love me to Mark Henry, but twice now he's been jobbed out as a plot device. 1, to try and make Rusev look better. 2, now to try and get Summer Rae to look better. What the fuck? This is freaking stupid. You job out Mark Henry, who is still a marquee wrestler, who can still get the people interested, you could pull off a main event. And you freaking job him out to Rusev. Then you freaking job him out to a Summer Rae. And let's be honest here. If you're comparing beauty, if you don't look at Summer Rae's face, you look at her body. Her body's just as great as Lana. When you look at her face, if you're comparing beauty, I'm not against Summer Rae. She's still a good-looking woman. Damn good-looking. But she's no match for Alana. She's just no match. There is no match between them with Alana. And seeing that this entire feud, and Dolph Ziggler won't be back until after Survivor Series, unless they're lying, and he will be at Survivor Series. No, I'm getting things confused. I'm sorry about Survivor Series. SummerSlam. Sorry. Hate when I do that. But if he's going to appear at SummerSlam, that fine. But let's be honest here. Seeing that Lana is going to be having a match at SummerSlam with Summer Rae is upsetting. Mind you, they are doing their damnedest to make it as interesting as possible. Having Summer Rae do the accolade on Lana. Lana's arching her back. I don't think I'm going to use that image. But damn it all, Lana is freaking flexible. Woo! Oh my goodness, it makes me wish I could marry her. She's a flexible woman. She can flex that far back. 2, the new... Seeing that Rusev now has his own flag with his own face on it actually works for him. I think they should have done that a long time ago. But not with this storyline. Because this is all about Lana and it's about Summer Rae. And this is sad to see. But you guys tell me below how you feel about this. And I hope you enjoyed the Zane View. Please give me a comment below. I'm not sure how to feel about this show, but we still got 2 more weeks to go into SummerSlam. And hopefully things will work out. Look for my Cesaro debate of the week. And I may do a debate of the week on the WWE Network destroying the WWE. I don't know yet. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace!